You ask how I'm feeling. I've been thinking that all is not well. It's time to go home. Well, I'm off control. No reason for panic. It's time to go home. Well, I'm off control. We need a human mechanic.
I know that guy. We will never change a thing. It's called a human being. As you ask what I'm feeling, I've been thinking that all is not well. It's time to go home. Well, I'm off control. No reason for panic. It's time to go home. Well, I'm off control. We need a human mechanic. Well, you don't want to fight. If you're human, it ain't right.
Yeah.
There we go.
Love
I love that. Opening up with Human Mechanic.
Woo! I love that.
Welcome,
Thank you.
guys. We are here in Front Row Promotions on a very rare Friday afternoon episode. As you know, I am Mistress Candy. I'm joined by my co-host, the lovely Lisa Melcher, my sister from another mister. So
Mistress
good to be here with you.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we are joined by our guest, Robby T. Walsh. Welcome to the show, sir. Wow, it's late at night where you are, isn't it?
Thank you. It's what?
It's late at night where you are, isn't it?
Not so late. I'm used to later, I think. I'm used to later. Although
so you're a night owl.
As I'm getting older, the nights are getting shorter, kind of thing.
Oh,
You know,
I see.
So we're all night owls. Robbie, we're having a little bit of an issue hearing you. It's a
Yeah?
little bit scratchy.
Static or something. Mm-hmm.
There
Yeah?
we go.
Do you want to check my mic?
Yeah, go for it.
Completely. How's it now?
It's a little scratchy, but we can hear you a little bit better. Lisa,
Yeah.
can you hear Robbie?
Yeah, probably near to the camera or something like that. I'm not sure. I didn't have any problems with it. Just the first time I have issues. But can you hear me okay? Or is it,
Yes.
It's a
Yes.
bit better, yeah. Yeah.
is it doable? Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
yeah, we can definitely.
It's still
work on that.
doable. Yeah, we can still hear you.
Well,
Okay.
Robbie, we appreciate you being here. It's so good of you to join us. How are you doing, first of all?
I'm doing good. I'm trying to stay out of trouble, and I'm trying to get fit for the tour coming up. And
Right.
Awesome.
try-
Yes.
yeah, trying to cut out all the naughty things that I eat and drink. It's very difficult, but I'm trying.
Oh.
That's all you can do is keep
Other than
trying,
that,
keep
I'm
pushing
fine.
through.
Yes.
Well,
I'm
let's talk
trying.
about you. Today's all about you. We're here to have a good time. I want to know, take us back to your early days. Like, how'd you get started out, as a musician? What inspired you to pursue this type of a career?
Well, when I was a kid, I would have been about 6 or 7. I always was around music. My aunt was a jazz singer. My family always had records and instruments in the house, so it was a natural thing for me to have interest in the equipment and what it did and how it worked. And I think my first introduction to bands was ABBA.
Oh, lovely.
Yes. Yes.
My the first album was ABBA Arrival, I think it was, the helicopter.
Oh, I remember
nice.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I listened to many things when I was a kid, many more pop. But then when I started to listen to heavier stuff like Led Zeppelin,
Yeah.
I was a huge Pink Floyd fan, still am, and Santana. And funny story, when I wanted to buy my first vinyl record, it was what you call it, Abraxas by Santana. And I was only about 12, but I would have been about 12 by then. And with my pocket money, I went up, and the guy was very reluctant to sell it to me, primarily because there was a naked woman on the front, and he thought that's why I was buying it, And he said,
Oh no.
this music is not what you think, son, And I said, I know what it is. Let me, I know what it is, And then I had to call my mum over. I said, Mum, can you sort this guy out? So it was no problem. But it was really funny because he thought I was buying it just for the cover,
Oh, yeah.
But and then I, I started off being a drummer in a semi-professional band. I got my own drum kit and drove the neighbors crazy, and I drove my parents crazy, drove everybody crazy. And I think the change when I used to play around Dublin in a little blues trio. There's just 3 of us, and you'd play in bars, only bars, And the problem there is people are talking and they're drinking, and music isn't the main focus.
Yeah.
Drinking is, which is okay, but not when you're on the stage in front of them or in a little corner or whatever. So
Yeah, for sure.
this was all good to learn. This gave me discipline. It taught me how to react in front of people in audiences and stuff. So it was a great introduction. But one time we were playing in the country, and we got a new singer in the band, and at the break he had a joint, and he was so stoned he couldn't sing.
Lord.
He couldn't sing the second half of the
Oh
set.
shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Oh Lord.
I looked at him and I said, "Are you all right?" And he said, "Oh, not right." Well, you're turning green, or whatever. As I spoke to him, he was just absolutely gone.
Wiped out.
And
Oh,
the guy looked
wow.
at me and he said, "Well, Rob, you're going to have to try and sing." And I said, "Oh, Jesus, come on, man." So I gave it a go. And after the show, the lads all said to me, "Man, you should be our front man. You should change from drums to being a vocalist." So it was easier because I didn't have to drag drums around the place. So I had no car back then. I was very young.
Yeah, for sure.
So it was brilliant just to change all them big drums just for a little microphone. Beautiful. It was very easy transition. And then, in Ireland, it was pretty, as I said, there was just these little bars to play. And there was no kind of bigger clubs. There was only one theatre, and then there was big arenas where U2 would play, So there was no medium. There was no progress. You couldn't go to the next level. It was too big. So I moved to Germany in 1995, and I worked in bars. where I had many good times with American GIs. We got on very, very well. You know, played a lot of pranks on them. They're great guys, fantastic. I remember this guy one day, he was banging on the bar, you know, and he said, "I want a screwdriver. I want a screwdriver," he says to me, you know. And I went and there was a toolbox down the end of the thing, and I just put a screwdriver on the bar. And then I went and served the next person and said, "Hey, man, what the hell is this?" Yeah, but then I was in another little band, an original band. What we couldn't, there was not much, the reason why I was working in the bars was because I couldn't, you couldn't make ends meet. You couldn't pay the bills. So we all sat around and said, well, what are we going to do here? What's our favorite band? What's the common denominator between all the bands we like? What's the one we would like to go out and cover their music? And everybody said Deep Purple, you know. So we went in the tribute market, which wasn't, we didn't want to copy. We didn't want to, you know, we wanted to be expressive. So the reason why we chose Purple was because there's so much freedom in their songs to be expressive. You could improvise till the cows come home. You know, it was really great, and you could be expressive in it. And we worked very, very, very hard. And then I met Ian, obviously. I met Ian in 1996 as a fan. I was backstage with Deep Purple. But then I met him professionally in 2002, and we became very good buddies. We like the same humor, the same drinks, the same everything, really. You know, we get on very well, and we're always pranking each other and having a good time. So that basically brings you up to where I am now. There was a lot of work in the early days, a lot of touring.
That's very cool.
We had to, you know, it's so important for musicians. They think automatically they should be getting big wages because they stand on a stage. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't matter even if you're a trained musician. You have to get known. People have to know who you are. That you can't just expect to go on stage and say, "Hey, man, I want $500 for you." Hey, man, wait a minute. Nobody knows you, you know. So you got to get out there, and that's what we did. In them early years, we stayed in not so nice hotels like we do now, thank God. But we did the groundwork. And I always say, if you want something in life, you know, you got to go and get it. And generally it's reachable if you put an effort in. You know?
Exactly.
Yes.
You know, it's better to fail through a lack of talent than a lack of effort. That's what I always say.
Oh yeah, for sure,
You know,
for sure.
yeah. And you learn so much when you're on the road. Not only with music, but in general of dealing with people and in hotels and so it's a whole education. It is, and a lot of musicians that haven't toured, that they think they want to tour. We had a couple of kids in the band during the years, and he couldn't wait to tour, and he couldn't. After a couple of weeks, he wanted to go home. He couldn't. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. But I knew that's what I wanted to pursue, so I gave it full gas. And with all the knocks, you get lots of setbacks, but you just got to keep going. That's the only way you'll get forward. So.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean that's really cool. So, I mean, you mentioned Zeppelin and you mentioned Pink Floyd, as those were some influences for you. But what was the deciding factor? Like, was there an artist or a group that came along and just you were so mesmerized that that's what I'm going to do for a living?
That's a good question, because I was heavily influenced by Pink Floyd, and I knew that I wanted to do something. I wanted to play in front of people. I loved I love the expressive feeling of music and being expressive. But I think the main band would have been Purple and Zeppelin that say, hey, you know what, I want to be a frontman like that. But I was still a drummer back then. But still, I pretended I was a frontman in front of the mirror. You know, I didn't have long hair back then. My parents wouldn't let me, and in school. Yeah, when I started to grow my hair, my parents said, "Oh no, please."
Seems like a common story. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
that's very cool.
Yeah, so that would have been a real head turner. I remember I was chasing this girl. I was very young. I was 14, and I eventually managed to get talking to her at a party after weeks of trying to get her, you know, or to even talk to her. And I started the conversation. Everything was good. My buddies were behind me. Said, "Go on, man. You be good. You know." And then the next minute, I heard this record in the background, which was Deep Purple live. Scandinavian Nights in 1970, And it was amazing. So what happened was the conversation with the girl didn't matter anymore. She started to disappear.
Oh.
Her mouth was moving. I just wasn't listening to her, you know. And then I said, excuse me. And I said, what the hell is that? And so he said, oh, it's Purple, and Deep Purple 1970. And I went, man, that is red hot, man. You know, so that was a decisive moment. Oh, I hope she's not watching. I'll blame you girls. I blame you girls for getting it out of me.
That's okay. You can blame us. There's no worries.
Lisa,
you got me back.
Before I turn it over to you for the next round of questions, I just want to say we do have a fan comment. It's actually my mother. My mom Susan is watching from.
Sweet.
She's over there, but she's not here. She's in Toronto. She's in my neck of the woods. But she says, and this is news to me. I did not know. My grandmother is actually. My grandmother's Irish. She was born in Dublin, to be exact. She wanted me to tell you.
Good woman. Good Dublin. I'm 100% Dublin, me.
Awesome.
Yeah. Do you know what part?
No, she just said Dublin, to be exact.
Which part does she know? She didn't say, no?
No, she didn't say. I'll ask her right now. And when she responds, I'll let you know. But yeah, Lisa, over to you.
I know some of my background is English and Irish, and I'm German, my dad's side. English and Irish is my mom's side, you know.
Great.
So I don't know exactly what and where, but I do know I do have that part of me. So yeah, so English and Irish.
Do you speak German?
I don't. I wish I could. I will learn. But no, I don't.
Yeah, Robby, she says all she knows is that grandmother's from Dublin. Yeah, her grandmother. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Well, it's the right city.
But yes, since we're on this whole ancestry thing, I've got Portuguese, I've got Welsh, I've got Irish, I've got Spanish, I've got Newfie blood in me, so I got a little bit of everything going on. I'm a little bit multicultural here.
There you go. There you go.
Very, very.
Yes.
I must check mine. I think mine is Scandinavian or something like that.
Oh, lovely.
Sweet. Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, the bone structure. Scandinavian.
Mom says her last name was Kilpatrick.
It was what? Fitzpatrick? Kilpatrick. Yeah, it's. I think it's an Irish name.
Yes. Most stuff in it. Yeah.
Very cool. All right, Lisa, my beauty, over to you.
Okay. So where have you played? Like, where are some of the places that you enjoyed playing the most or as the least?
Oh, that's difficult because everywhere is, you know, when you turn across Europe, you know, Lisa, every city, and I don't mean this rude, every city looks like the same to me.
Yes.
Now, I know they have architectural massive churches and you got the Champs-Élysées and you got the Eiffel Tower and you got you know, the Leaning Tower of Pisa in Italy, but we never see these things. We only see the inside of a hotel and a venue and our VIP car. So we don't see.
It's all the same, right?
I remember my mom one day, oh, how did you get on in Paris? Did you go shopping? I said, Mom. I said, come on. I arrived there from a 6-hour trip from the previous city. I had to sleep, you know, and then I go up, I had a shower, and then I got ready, and then I got to go to sound check, got to do the PR, I got to get something to eat, I got to go back, take a nap, then get up, get refreshed again, to the venue, showtime, after show, merchandise, drunk. Very important.
Yeah.
Drunk. I made that quick because I wanted to say go back and have a drink, and I just was quick with that one. So, but anyway, and then you're back to the hotel. You're called the next morning at 7 because we could be playing in Lyon or somewhere, and we got to get the hell out of there. We don't see anything.
Right.
And Ian has a great saying, because when we were younger, we used to go down to town, have a look. Some of the guys, if they get time, they do take a few minutes to go down, like when we were in Stockholm and stuff in Sweden, walking around and stuff. But Ian has a great little saying as he got older. He said, I don't want to leave the hotel to go to a bar because I'll have to come back again. Very profound. I stuck to that. I think that's a good. So I usually stay in the hotel.
That makes sense.
girls, you know, you're in a city, you see your H&M, you see your McDonald's, you see your all these typical shops. It just seems like, you know, the only place I felt was different. There was two places on this planet that I felt, okay, I'm somewhere, well, probably three. And they are Iceland, which was absolutely like being on Mars. It was amazing because we went around the periphery of the island, and we saw the different the dunes, and we saw the ice that what is it, the ice there's these icicles, these massive big
Wow.
what the hell, my English is going now.
No,
These
you're good.
icebergs, for Christ's sake, icebergs.
Okay, yeah.
Icebergs, yeah.
Yeah, and I think Iron Maiden, they used one of they took their picture there from one of their album covers, as far as I know. But it was really, really, you got the lagoons, which the water was just turquoise, and you could get in. You know,
Wow.
I felt like it, but I didn't. But you know,
Yeah.
actually, you can see on the second album, Venus the Volcanus, that we did. I actually took the picture for the cover, and that is where the lagoons are. That isn't a made-up picture. That's a real picture.
Cool.
That was our previous
Oh,
album.
lovely.
And
Nice.
the two other countries I felt I was somewhere different is Russia, when we landed in Moscow and St. Petersburg, absolutely beautiful, and Bulgaria. We really
lovely.
felt, yeah, Bulgaria. Everywhere else is with no disrespect, you know, we're working, so we're not tourists, you know, but some people that don't understand our profession, and they don't understand how our day goes. They think we get zoomed from a city to city, and we have all this time to go around shopping and
Right.
you know, drinking, and no, we don't. So probably they're the three main places.
Mhm.
You can only do that on your day off. There's not enough time in the day for all of that.
Right.
Oh, the day off. The day off is very important because
Yeah.
normally we're all hungover.
And
Because
that's what you do
you
to
know,
recuperate.
come off stage, Ian will look at me and say, "We've got a day off tomorrow, right? What are we drinking?" You know. yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So basically, that sums that up. But the least place, I don't know. Also Spain was brilliant. I had a marvelous time in Spain. You see the palm trees and stuff like that, you know, and we don't have them in Ireland, and not also in Germany. I lived in Germany for a while, and it's just, you see it in the movies because you're not used to that as when you're a kid. You only see that on the TV. So
Right.
that was pretty cool. But I don't have a least place. I never said to myself, I'm not coming back to this dump or anything like that. I enjoy, you see, there's one thing that's very important, girls, and I remind myself a lot to never get complacent or never take anything for granted. You know,
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
it can be,
Yes.
anything can be taken away from us in a second. So it's important,
Absolutely.
you know, and
Absolutely.
it pisses me off when I see musicians taking stuff for granted and, you know, not turning up on time and just, you know, hey man, respect it. You know, yeah, it's really tough business, so you got to really respect it. You know.
Yes.
But that answers your question, I hope.
Yes. I have
That's
another
really cool.
question. Was this is a major question I always love to ask my guests is, you know, and I just want to hear perspective from different people and how they feel, but a lot of times it's the same kind of answer, which is good. But I just love to hear it, is that what's it like being up there on that stage when you have all these people watching you, listening to you, jamming out to your music? What is that feeling like?
Well, that's hard to explain. If you've never done it, it's hard to.
I've been there and I've done that, so I know what you're about to say. It's a feeling like no other.
It's every frontman has to have an ego to a certain degree to be able to control an audience properly without pissing them off or without boring them. You gotta draw a medium. I'm very conscious of everybody in the audience, from the back of the room, even if it's when we did an arena show in Germany a while back. I couldn't, you know, you gotta make it interesting for yourself. You can really only realistically play for the first 3 rows because it's so big, but you try your best to reach to everybody and bring everybody in and connect them with what the band is doing. So it's important very quickly. I have a little competition with myself. How quickly I can get the audience in my hand and connected to the lads. It generally lasts seconds. It's not just me. It's the energy of the lads as well, and obviously Ian. We go straight for the audience, and we grab them and hug them. Not physically.
So cool.
You know, we get them in there. We know they've paid a lot of money to come and see us. So right from the off, we have to give it to them straight away, right in there.
That's it. Give them what they want. Yes.
Yeah. When you're a kid, Lisa, some musicians are very scared. They go up on stage, and that's fine. That's normal.
Right.
And they only get a bit of confidence at the last song when everybody starts to get really loose and clap. And then, oh shit, we've only got one more song, and everybody loves us now, and they get a bit of confidence, you know. But that's a learning process. We do it the other way around. We go in straight first and wallop right in. It's important. It's
grab
really
them first, and then they join in, and everybody's shaking, having a great time. Awesome.
You gotta start the show strong, and you gotta end it strong. Like that's key.
Going with a bang. Yes.
I generally pick on, you know, I love to have a laugh with the people in the audience. I don't mind hagglers. I love hagglers. We're a lot of fun. You know, I've been introducing it. We were in Denmark a while back, and so I was introducing a song, and somebody started, and I went, oh yeah, I was like that after my first beer. Don't worry about it. You know? And then I said, give me a wave. And he put his hand up, and I said to the security, here he is, get him out.
Oh, wow.
That's perfect.
He put his hand up, you know.
That's great.
One of my friends, one of my friends was introducing a song, a ballad, and it was a kind of a really, it was a serious topic. Somebody yelled out, and he said, oh, save your breath for your blow-up dolly when you go home. That was the end of it.
That's great. I love
that.
That
is awesome. That's awesome.
What's important is that people, they can have a laugh with me in between the songs, and we can get serious and rock out when the songs are going. But in between the songs, we have a lot of laughs. It's, you know, with the people, you know.
Yeah.
Somebody said to me, somebody yelled at me in the audience, a couple of years ago, get your hair cut. I mean, come on.
Really?
Get your hair cut. And I stopped and I looked at him and I said, what? Get my hair cut and look like you.
Oh, wow.
No,
that's
rock
great.
And roll is about the hair.
But I do it in a nice way that they don't get pissed off. I do it in a nice way. I give them a smile. And it's all good.
You have to be passive aggressive sometimes with the crowd.
It's all friendly. It's all friendly banter. Yeah, very important.
That is great.
So I want to know the name, the Purpendicular. That is a Deep Purple song, right?
It's no, it's a Deep Purple album from
That's okay.
95, I think, maybe.
Okay.
It was when Richie Blackmore left the band, and
okay.
That was our idea to call it that because it was Purple were bringing in a new guitar player, and we wanted to also not be a copy of the Blackmore era because Blackmore's a genius. It would be a parody to try and copy him or whatever. So even though there's a lot of people that love that, and of course quite rightly, but I just didn't feel it was right to go down that avenue and try something else. So yeah.
Gotcha.
So that's where and the name actually came. I woke up in the middle of the night in October 2007, and it was Purpendicular. I said Purpendicular, and I told the guys and said, yeah, it's cool. Let's do it. Let's use that, you know, and that was it. Yeah,
I like it. Perfect name. Back to you, Candy.
I actually have a question for you. You know, I love the name. I love the reference, and I love that. But I have a question for you. I mean, so in all your times that you performed, you know, traveling all over Europe and everywhere, what was the craziest thing that you've ever encountered, be it with a fan or maybe something went haywire on tour, maybe there was something wrong with the equipment, or what can you share with us in that respect?
I have 2 stories for you.
Okay, let's hear it.
Yes.
I have 2 stories for you here, and I'll try and make them as I was going to say as long as possible, as quick as possible.
Yes, make it as long as you want.
To make a short story long.
There you
Yes.
go. There you go.
When I was doing,
The longer, the better.
That's right.
I can't remember. It was a really long time ago, but I remember we were playing at this little club, and it was very, 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 very hot. I think it was just before Purpendicular, and I think it was a German band or something. And I went outside to get some air during the guitar solo, and we were playing a song called "Child in Time," which you probably know. And during the guitar solo, after the verses, I had a break because there's a big long guitar solo in the middle. So I went out the back door to get some fresh air. But when I went out, I just went, there you go. Air, beautiful, nice, cold. I heard this boom, the door behind me. And I looked around and I went, oh no, because there's a handle on it that you can only open from the inside,
Oh no.
not the outside, right? And there's a heat lamp above my head, and that went out. And I said, oh, come on. You know, I started banging on the door, but nobody could hear because the band was so loud, obviously. And I was banging and banging. I said, shit, nobody's going to hear. And I could hear that the guitar solo is in the middle of his part. And it's you know, I need to get back on the bloody stage. So what happened was that I said, look, I've got to find a side door. So now the bloody light has gone out altogether because it got used to my blood temperature, and the heat lamp has gone out. So I thought it might detect movement or something, but it didn't. So I started to walk in the pitch dark. This was a country club or something. It was so dark. And the next minute, there was a little fence and I didn't see it. I went straight over into a pond. Into a pond. There was weed in my hair. It was just a mess. Right? So I said, where's the fucking door? Jesus wept. And I went around that. And there was no phones in them days. And obviously I wouldn't have a phone on me anyway because I'm working. So the side door, thank where we loaded the gear, I'll get in there.
Yeah.
That blocked as well. I couldn't get in there either. So I said, okay, the song is getting very close to where I should be on the stage I should be on the stage right now. And they probably notice I'm not there, so they probably improvise a little bit longer. Do you know what I did? I had to go around the front door, and the security stopped me. He says, where's your ticket? And I said, I don't have a ticket. I'm actually the singer. And they went, oh, come on, look, you're not getting in like that. You know, it was in Germany. And he
No.
said in German, yeah, you can't come in. You darf nicht reinkommen, he said to me in German. And he split the ticket. And I said, no, gee, I've got to look. I said, look, I'm not on stage. I said, all you have to look. He says, no, come on. Do you honestly think I'd believe that? He said to me, you know. But anyway, a girl that we were with, an Italian girl, I can't remember, her name was Marta or something like that. She saw me and she said, Robby, what the hell happened to you? Let him in. And the guy then panicked because he didn't know, okay, is this a trick to get this guy in for free or something? Said,
Right.
oh, he's a singer. Let him in. So I burst in past the guy. I said, out of the way. And I went up through the bloody audience, and up onto the stage, rolled onto the stage, got up, looked like crap, obviously. And I could feel all these eyes looking at me, all the guys looking at me, and I could hear them. They didn't say it, but I could hear them saying, what the happened to you? You're only gone 3 minutes. How did you get like that? You know?
What the hell happened to you?
Yeah. And a recent one was in Barcelona.
Yeah.
A recent one was in Barcelona where the guitars failed. We had a sold-out theater called Bart's, beautiful theater in the center of Barcelona. Beautiful summer's night, and the guitars packed up on the second song or something like that. And then he had no. The rental company didn't leave a spare amp, so he had what did he have? He had a spare amp, a practice amp in the hotel. So one of the roadies had to go back to the hotel to get the bloody across town. That was going to take about 10 minutes. You know? And while that was going on, the keyboards failed. So you got no guitar,
No.
and you got no keyboards now.
Oh, shoot.
So they were repairing that, and I just turned around to our bassist and Ian, and I said, look, keep going. Don't stop. Keep going. Doesn't matter. I've got this. Don't worry. I'll do my stuff with the audience. Just keep grooving. And they did. And, you know, we made up a load of stuff. We just didn't stop. And we got I made up a chorus, and we were singing that, and we're taking the music down, and we're having some fun. And then we were having a little interaction together, and then we jam out on bass and drums really heavy. And we just really rocked the crowd, just the three of us. And eventually I thought to myself, where the hell is everybody left? Is there anybody left, you know? And so I turned around and I said to the guitar player, are you ready? Are you good to go? And he said, yeah, I'm ready now. And he went, keys back in, no problem. And we ended the song Black Knight. We went back into Black Knight or wherever the song was, and we ended properly the song. And later in the merchandise, it was really funny when I was signing stuff and chatting with the people, that they said, oh, that thing that you made up in the middle of this, oh, that was brilliant. I said, did you practice that? And I said, no, we didn't practice it. No. But, you know, some people thought we planned that. You know,
Wow.
I know they saw us changing equipment and stuff, but there was some people in there that actually thought that we planned that. So.
Wow.
We
But you
didn't.
had to hurry up and do something on the spot because of the no keyboards. Yeah.
Well, we're used to improvisation. We can. I
That's
always said
great.
that we can nearly do a 2-hour show without knowing what the hell we're doing.
Right.
Well, that's paradoxical. We know what we're doing, but we don't know what's coming.
What's going to happen? Yes. Then that's good, and it all comes through in the wash, as I always say. Yes.
It's a little bit like an Irish crossroad when the traffic lights are broke. You know, you just don't know what's going to happen. You got to go through. You know.
Yes. You just got to go. Keep perceiving. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Anything else, Candy?
No, back to you.
Back to me. Okay. Let me see.
Ask some more serious questions, then we get into the fun.
Yeah, because then we get into some more fun questions. So how long have you been a musician?
About 27 meters.
Wow. Awesome.
I don't think you got that joke.
No, I probably with some
Okay.
major.
I'll say it's like you asked me how long am I a musician, and I said 27 meters.
Oh, meters. Oh, okay.
I'm
Okay.
professional musician probably since probably about 12 years now. Professional musician, I think it's 12 years, and another probably 10 before that as a semi-pro or including an amateur at the start and stuff. So probably collectively 22 years, roughly around that.
Sweet. That's
Very cool.
amazing. Mhm.
Have you ever been starstruck meeting anybody, Robby?
Um,
And that's not
Yeah.
including Ian
Yes,
Paice. I mean,
yes,
that man's a legend.
Absolutely. My knees were like jelly. I couldn't believe it. I had butterflies. I've never felt like that in my life. And everybody told me I would, but it was when my little daughter was born.
Oh, that's lovely.
That got me. I couldn't, my knees were like jelly. I was
Aw.
shaking all over. And that was,
And how old is she now?
she's 7 now. She's 7.
Oh,
Oh, so
And
sweet.
She knows all the words of the album already. She knows them better than me. She said, Daddy,
Wow.
you better remember the words, Dad, you know, because I'm notorious for
that's so
misplaced
sweet.
lyrics.
Oh.
Oh, and she'll tell you if you miss one.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Dad, it doesn't go like that. And I said, I know, I wrote it. Thank you. He said, no, you didn't.
That's so sweet. I have a 10-year-old son, so yeah, no, I get you.
Oh, I tell you, they get big quickly. They do. They grow up
It
so
seems
fast.
like only
Yes.
yesterday he was
Oh.
born, and now he's 10 years old, going on 30. I tell you.
my
Gee.
daughter's 22, so yeah, she's pretty much
22?
off on her own. Yeah, 22.
Honestly. You're
Yes.
22 girl. Wow. You look only 34 or something.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm being nice. I'm being nice because you're keeping me off the drink tonight.
There you go. I love you.
That's how it starts.
That's how it goes.
That's great. I love that.
Now, does your daughter play any instruments? I'm trying to
Yes.
say. Does she?
Yes,
Oh,
yes, yes.
sweet.
I've got a little thing here for putting quick ideas down when I'm on the road and stuff. A little thing called GarageBand. You're probably familiar with it.
Yep.
And she plays the piano in it, and she's very musical. She loves to sing. She's got
Oh,
great pitch,
sweet.
better
Aw.
pitching than me, and she remembers songs. She's actually into Elton John and different ABBA. And she's
Oh, bless her.
yeah, I thought, you know, a young kid, well, maybe that'll change. I don't want to jinx it now. When she's a teenager, that could turn nasty, you know. But
Right.
she's into great music at the moment. She's a phenomenal, I think she's a great singer. and she's an interest in guitar, and piano,
That
and it's
is
good,
great.
and she knows how a pattern works, as for a 7-year-old, she knows how to. If she's changing a chord on when she's playing a little bit of piano, she'll know to sing differently. She'll know to try and match that, So she'll get
Wow.
it. She just needs to keep doing that, and
Right. The more
you
practice
have
that
to
she'll
want to do it.
get. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's so sweet. Has
you-
she ever seen you perform live?
no, sadly not. I'm going to try her on this tour. We've been always so far away. We haven't been in the vicinity,
Yeah.
and I wanted to show her what the backstage is, and I wanted to show her the sound check and how everything works, and yeah, it's a shame, but hopefully very soon. Hopefully very soon. She will
That's so
go.
sweet. Oh,
Yeah.
bless her.
Yes, oh, so sweet. Where's your next place of that you need to where you're going on tour? What's the next place
Next
you
gig is Czech Republic, which is
Okay.
just the neighboring country here from Poland. And we got to go there in 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Wonderful.
I've got another 2 weeks of being a daddy, and then I turn into something different.
Wow.
Oh, so sweet.
Aw. So
Yeah.
have you been to the States yet?
Do you know, I haven't. That's terrible. I haven't. As an Irishman, I thought I would have made it over there by now. But we did have a tour there. We had about, I think it was between 15 and 22 tour dates on the East Coast and North of America. But it got delayed because I think Deep Purple were working in America. So 2023, fingers crossed, we will
Yes.
be over with you, and
Awesome.
you guys will come with us and have a drink.
Awesome.
man,
We would
I'm
love
down.
that.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Whereabouts are you, by the way?
Well, I'm in Baltimore, Maryland.
All right.
And
Mhm.
I'm up here in Toronto, Canada.
Toronto, Canada, magic. There you go. Three different countries online, magic.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
speaking of Toronto, actually, we have another fan question, Lisa.
Okay.
My mom Susan, she wants to know: have you ever played in Toronto?
No,
You've never
No,
played in Toronto.
no,
Okay.
no. But we're going to try. We're going to, it's about time. We've been touring everywhere else, well, except for Asia and stuff. But we want to try this year, and our record company definitely want us to play stateside because of the extensive promotion I'm doing and stuff like that. So
Right.
fingers crossed. I'd love to.
Absolutely. And we
and
can
there are-
promote it for you. We will definitely bring you back on. You're more than welcome to come back on Front Row Promotions. And
Thank
we
you.
will, when you guys come over here, we will definitely have you on again, and you can promote your shows then. Yeah.
You're good.
Now,
You're
how
so
about-
good.
Yeah, go ahead, Robbie. I'm sorry.
No, sorry. I just said thank you. So,
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Lisa, I was going to ask you, how about we shift over to some fun, cool, and funny questions? What do you think?
Sure. Yeah. I have one question though, real quick. I want to ask, what is your what do you like most about being a musician?
the after show parties, if I'm honest.
No,
No.
what's that supposed to mean?
It's look at seriously. It's great to see people happy.
Yes.
What we do is there's so much crap in the world right now. What we do for 2 hours is we make people forget themselves for a while, and they enjoy the music, and they absolutely.
Yep.
When you see them smiling and dancing, and that is an absolute thrill. That's the best thing you can feel as a musician.
That you did
what you
your
do.
job.
And
Yes.
you know what?
You're not
It's-
hurting anybody. You're just making them happy, and that I wish there was a little bit more of that in the world. Actually,
Me too. I do
You know
too.
what? It's an old saying. Like, music is the universal language, right? And
It is.
Some also might say that it's so cliche, but it's true. The music is actually a gigantic band-aid for a wounded soul. Something. You know what I mean?
It
So what
really
you
is.
just said is so true, especially for me. Like, I've had those experiences so many times. In particular, there's a band from Sweden. They're called Ghost. I'm sure you've heard of them.
But I think I did an interview recently for a Sweden rock magazine, and
Sweden
I
rock.
think they were on the cover or something. I think I saw
Yeah.
the name.
That's
So
right.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, Ghost. I had discovered them around a time when, I'm not gonna lie, it's not exactly a secret, but my mental health wasn't great, and so I'm trying to find just about any way that I can, break out of it. You know what I mean? Like you can't just sit there in a funk for the rest of your life.
You
So I
can.
discovered Ghost and I started listening to them, and it was like my escape. I forgot about, you know, the crap that I was going through for an hour. That's what it was, you know?
Yeah, you know, I think we all go through periods. You know, we do. I went through periods of a month or two just saying, you know what, I'd love to quit, and you're just feeling like crap. And then I think when you start doing exercises and stuff, when I started to walk, and that was horrible for me to motivate myself. You know, it was because your brain is just flat. It doesn't want to do anything, you know, and I think everybody goes through periods like that. So I wouldn't be self-critical about that. And I think from my personal point of view, I think no matter who you are, you always need to have something to look forward to. It doesn't matter. It could be a TV program. It could be walk in the park. You just need to set
one little thing that makes you move. Yeah.
When it's over, plan the next thing. It doesn't have to involve spending money. It could be anything.
Not at all. Exactly.
You know, and just make life a little bit. And treat yourself. You know, have a nice meal a week. You know, treat yourself with a bottle of wine and stuff.
I mean, heck, look, Lisa and I do that almost every night. I mean, she's in Baltimore. I'm up here in Toronto. We connect over here. And
we'll watch Stranger Things.
We watch movies. And we play it at the exact same time.
We'll count down 1, 2, 3, and
Click.
go. Yes.
I love that. I think
that's what it's all about.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So, you know, but we're not, that's one of the reasons the human mechanic, lyrically, from a lyrical perspective, it's about the damage that we've inflicted on ourselves in this. We're only ourselves to blame, basically. A human is a human. We can be incredibly clever and we can be incredibly dumb, you know.
True.
We hardly ever learn from the past. We hardly ever do. We even if we're in discomfort, we don't like change because we're afraid of change.
Right.
And when we change, we bitch about everything. Oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. And then a couple of years down the road, oh, this is great. I wouldn't change it for the world, you know.
So we're so confused.
I know. So that's lyrically.
Yeah. That's what it is. It is. Yeah.
It's all in there. It's all in
Absolutely.
there.
Yeah. My go-to band is Def Leppard. They've been my favorite since the 80s, since they came out, actually. And that's my go-to. And I have one song when we were talking about if we're feeling down and blue, I always go to this song, and it's called Breathe a Sigh. And that just helps me with getting it out. And a lot of times I'll sing along with it, and it brings out that emotion, and it helps calm the soul, you know, and it really does. You feel the whole thing touch you, and you talk about music touching your soul. That does it to me. Yes.
It's great. Anything that gets you out of that, you know, anything, you know. Yeah. And music is one of those things. It can be very powerful, you know, very, very powerful.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, Lisa, we actually have another fan question. My mom Susan wants to know, Robby, what do you think, or what did you think of Alexi Laiho?
Who?
Alexi Laiho. He was the lead guitar player for Children of Bodom.
Do you know? I
passed away recently. So
please forgive me. I never heard of this group or the.
Okay.
Please forgive me.
Nope, no worries.
You see, I'm not up to date at all with music. Even though I make music, when I'm not doing music, I don't. You know, when I'm at home, I listen to soul. I listen to classical music. I don't play rock and roll anymore at home because it's my work.
That's what you do. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So mainly my big hobby at the moment is BMWs, racing BMWs. So I'm totally engrossed with that in my downtime.
That's
so
good.
I don't go on Spotify and I don't go on social media that much. Although I started the record label said, "Hey, come on, man, you got to go back on social media. You know, it's good for you." You know, and I said, "No, it's not. No, it's not." You know, but
it's good for you when you feel it's good for you. Yes, so there you go. Yeah.
I'm not up to date on what's going on in the music world. I probably know more in the 70s and 80s and 90s, maximum 90s. I'm not in touch with anything at all. So
I'm the 80s girl right here. Yes.
Well, I mean, I was brought up on classic rock from the 60s and 70s, and as my knowledge of music kind of got wider and wider, and I started getting into the 80s. Like Lisa said, I'm a full-on 80s chick, even though that was not my era. So, but no, I love the 80s.
The 80s was great. I thought there was a bit of recession in Ireland at the time, but it was great. I am a huge football fan, and the music that was coming out of Britain at the time was fantastic. All these new wave bands, electronic bands, some great stuff, really good stuff, and I really dug that as well. I wouldn't like to play it, but each song has a little diary. It reminds me of what I was doing when I was a kid.
Sure.
If I hear a song, it's a nice it'll dig up a little memory somewhere.
Just takes you back, a little bit of nostalgia,
Absolutely, yes.
All right, Lisa, do you want to kick off the fun questions?
Yes, let's do that. Yeah, we gotta make some fun here. Not that we're not having fun already, but this is like the really like off-topic questions to
This is where we let loose a little bit and let our hair
go. Okay, what is the
favorite question that you ask?
My all-time favorite question I'm going to start with, yes. You're in a hot tub time machine.
Right.
You can set the dial to any time you want to go to. Where are you going?
1973.
Awesome.
Woo! Nice. And why 1973?
Dark Side of the Moon, The Exorcist film. Amazing live acts.
Oh, wow. Shout out to our friend Jay Oakley. He would love that you said that. The Exorcist is his favorite movie.
I'm a huge horror fan, and I recently I've been watching.
We are too.
Really amazing.
Yes, we love horror.
Yeah, but I've been watching recent movies, and they're not as scary as before because there's too much effects. It's not real. It doesn't give you that sense of realism. I think the less effects they do, and they just leave it up to the actor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like Friday the 13th. That's just the he's coming and you're waiting. You don't know where he's going to be. Yeah, I love it.
Do you know what was a great film from I think it was made out of you guys. It was Blair Witch. That scared the crap.
Yes, I do.
And you know why it was so scary? Because the director was clever enough not to show you any kind of an apparition or a monster. He left it to your own
imagination. Yeah,
it's where you totally get freaked out because you would obviously think of what scares you.
Right.
I wouldn't like to be in the woods and somebody's sticking a finger in a tent from the outside. No way.
No.
Yeah, see, that's the whole thing with horror movies is that I'm not into like the slasher films, and I mean,
no,
granted, look, Jason's cool, okay, Michael Myers is cool, Freddy Krueger is cool, but for me, and much like my ride or die, Jay Oakley, okay, he's a huge horror movie buff. Right. I'm into the movies that have to do with like The Conjuring or like the paranormal. This is stuff that I actually believe in. Yeah. So when I watch these movies, it really messes with my mind. When I watch it, I'm like, oh my God, that's so scary. Because you know what? I believe in it.
Do you know what happened to me after The Exorcist when I watched it?
Oh no. What happened?
Well, I was with a few Irish people and we were having a few drinks, and a friend of mine said, look, we got The Exorcist. Do you want to watch it? Did you ever see it? And I said, no. And I said, well, I only have it in black and white. And I said, okay, no problem. Let's watch it. And she said, now, be careful, beware, because this is not for the faint-hearted. So watch the movie. Everything was fine. Well, it wasn't really. So I needed to go to the toilet. And I knew that the toilet was down the end of the corridor outside. And it was an oldish kind of apartment. So I said, look, I can't tell everybody I'm dying to go to the toilet and I can't go because I'm, come on. I said to myself, man up and stop this crap. It was only a film. So I went out down the corridor, and when I got into the toilet, I went to put the light on and the light bulb exploded.
No.
At
that specific time.
So I ran back in and I said, holy shit, and everybody said, oh, give it up. He's a prankster. Because I do love pranks as well. But this wasn't a prank. This was serious. And I said, oh, Jesus Christ, But it freaked me out. And I managed to hold my little wee for another hour or so.
Oh, shoot. Oh, no. Oh.
Well, look, as you can see, as you can
Oh
see
man, I tell
by
you
my
now.
background here.
I was noticing that, all right. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
this
was
is
noticing
something that I'm really, really into. It's just very fascinating to me. But it was so funny because, like my friend Jay, I just mentioned him. He suggested, he's like, well, if you like Ouija boards, you need to watch Ouija and Ouija Origins of Evil, right? So I went
Yeah.
online and I bought the movies because I couldn't find it anywhere in the store. So I watched the movies. I'm like, okay, damn, this is really, really cool, but freakish at the same time. So then next thing I know, I'm here at Spirit Halloween, $200 later, walking out with all this Ouija board stuff. And I was setting some of it up in my apartment, and I shit you not, my lights were flickering.
Oh God, yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah.
It's better they go off.
No, they just
Yeah. Sure.
That's really cool.
Yeah, scary thought.
Well,
Yeah.
Jay, I hope you're watching this. This is right up your alley, my dear.
There it is. There it is.
Dark alley.
Now I got a question for you.
I was going to say, yeah.
I got to ask my question, Lisa. You know what's coming.
I know it's coming.
Robby, if you were stranded on a desert island, what 3 items would you want to bring with you?
I thought you were going to say records, but items, right?
Items, but you could also
Anything.
You know what? Let's stretch it to 5 items. What 5 items would you want to bring with you?
Jesus.
This is the I need to take a shot question because I don't friggin' know.
Jesus. I mean, it could be an electrical port, telephone, and a charger. I mean, so to keep in touch with the outer world and get help, probably, or whatever, if I'm stranded. But Jesus, what would I bring? I mean, that is a hell of a question.
I have a friend that I just asked this question recently to a friend of mine, and he's like, well, realistically, I saw Naked and Afraid. I think I want to bring a pair of shoes with me.
A pair of shoes?
Well, yeah. I didn't know I was naked, but yeah, okay.
No, he's just thinking realistically, like, because of what he saw in the show, right? He's like, you know what? Shoes might be a good idea.
Well, an endless buffet and an endless cocktail bar and 2 items. I'm happy. Oh, and a record player, wasn't it?
Record player, yes.
And I'd be all right then, girls. I'd be all right.
Yes.
Cocktail bar, endless cocktail bar, endless buffet, and a record player. With everything I wanted that I could play, and I would live in peace.
That would be perfect. Life in a perfect world. Yes. I have a question. What is your favorite quote? If you have a favorite quote, what do you normally say a lot?
I remember Jack Nicholson in Batman's. He said something really funny, like if you gotta go with a smile, like that. I think that's hilarious, but it's very profound. It's very, it's a good one,
Very true.
I think it was. Was there another one I have? I don't think I have. No, I don't really use quotes that much. I probably can't remember. I probably have them somewhere, but that one comes to mind when you say quotes. The one with Nicholson.
Well, you see, Lisa and I have a quote that we kind of started. Well, I mean, I'm sure I've heard other people say it before, but it's something that we say all the time, ain't it, Lisa?
It is.
Ready? One, 2, 3. Hot
damn.
Hot damn.
Hot damn.
Hot damn.
Like if we like something, or like we'll take pictures of our food and I'll go hot damn. And same thing with she, does the same thing. Hot damn. Yeah. That's our favorite.
Or we might be on video chat and I might have a wardrobe malfunction and she'll go, hot damn. Like, oh, what? Hot damn. Yeah. I love that.
Would you like to tell them what else we do?
Oh, no.
Oh, I already opened it up.
That's not for this show, man.
What? Well, we can tell them off camera, maybe.
Okay.
We'll tell you off camera since we opened it up, and then you're going to be like, well, what was it? But we'll tell you off camera.
Lisa, I've got my whips ready. You better be careful, woman.
See, we have another show coming out, and it's called Mistress Business. Great. So that's why she said, yeah. Yeah, so that's why she said she's going to bring out the whip. So I have a whip, she has a whip. So, and that's another show that what we want to do is try to get people's minds off of the world and laugh. We want people to have a good time and laugh with everything. So that's our
brilliant. It's important. Yes,
yes.
I'm all for that. I'm all for that. Yeah.
Yes.
What it's all about, right?
Of course.
That's what it's all about. Next question.
Was there was there ever a time in your life where you felt and this is all about perseverance, right? Where you felt like, nothing was working, you wanted to give up, and how did you persevere through that? Do you have anything you want to share with us?
Well, I'm the sort of person that if something is not working, I moan about it for about an hour and I say I quit and I'm done with that shit and he can piss off and the world is terrible. And then maybe after that hour, I'd say, oh, wait a minute, and get back stuck in again. I usually moan if something's not. Usually, when it rains, it pours. If something's going wrong, it'll go wrong, and another thing will go wrong, and another thing, and you just say, hey, you look up at the heavens and say, have you got any more from me today?
What else are you gonna give me? Right? Yeah.
Bring it on. And usually I will say, you know what, I'm going to bed or whatever like that, and then next day I'm just straight back in. The lads are so used to me, they don't listen to me anymore. So yeah, whatever, Robby. Yeah.
They just know you're going to have your vent, and then you're over it, and then you're back to normal. Yeah.
I think what I do is I remind myself of the real hard times I had when I was starting. And then I said, well, look, I've come this far. I'm not going to start throwing things in the bin now,
Exactly.
Yeah. And so, I've got good perseverance. I'm pretty strong-headed when I want to get something or want to do something. I usually get it done, usually.
So important.
Yeah, you have to. You have to.
No,
you got to keep going.
One more question from me before I kick it back to you.
Sure.
Question I've started asking recently, and I think it's kind of funny. So if you and your band were all fighting over a big pile of cash, who would win?
I
would win, actually.
Yeah.
Yay!
No, sorry, no, I'm wrong. Ian would win. I would probably come second.
Oh wow.
But no, we don't fight over cash. We just kill each other.
Oh.
No, it's not like that.
I'm just kidding.
Money is an evil topic.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a strong word. 5-letter. It's strong. It holds, like, if you have it, that's great. If you don't have it, life is miserable. It can be very miserable.
It can be the root of all evil, yeah.
It is. I mean, obviously it's nice to have a bit of money. It takes the sting out of being poor, but I've had some of the best fun in my life with just $5 in my pocket when I was a kid. But you do have the security of parents, and you can fall back there. But once you can pay, I always said, once you can pay your bills and you got about a year in advance of taking care of yourself, you're doing very, very good nowadays. Because
that's
everybody,
amazing. Yep.
I was looking up the statistics the other day, and I think, what is it, 70% of the world is in debt or something like that, 70% or something. It's a really big number.
Wow.
And, I just think, people are more successful than what they think. And you're generally harder on yourself. And I should have done this, should have done this.
That's true.
You beat yourself up sometimes for no reason. It's crazy.
Right. Yep. The world is a very expensive place anymore. Everything's going up, and it's just so hard to keep up if you don't have much money to follow that.
I know.
So, it becomes very hard. Yeah.
No, there used to be a time about 25 years ago, 30 years ago almost, where you could take $25 and put presents under the Christmas tree to where they're overflowing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As an adult, obviously you grow out of that stuff. You're like, well, I really don't need anything for Christmas. I just want to be healthy and be happy. That's the most important thing. But nowadays, we have our kids. You have your daughter. She's 7 years old. My son is 10. And you just want to give them the world, and you want to give them, everything that they want. Unfortunately, that's where the money is the root of all evil. You can't do all that. You can't do all that nowadays.
Yeah, it's Christmas is I'm a huge Christmas fan, but I do it. I don't like the commerciality of it. It's awful.
Sure. Yeah.
But I do love the smell of a Christmas tree and decorating it and cooking
Yep.
dinner with my
And the
dog.
cookies,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Christmas
love
cookies.
Gotta have cookies.
That's one of
And
my
the
big
tradition.
hobbies is cooking. So I always
Yeah.
cook.
Yeah.
Really love
And the
cooking.
Santa Claus, you know, I've met Santa Claus. He was in my backyard one day. I'll never forget that.
Ooh, wow.
He's real.
What did he take?
What did he? He didn't take anything, but oh my God.
Backyard.
And what's your daughter's name?
Sasha.
Tasha.
Sasha.
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 I've met Santa Claus when I was about your age.
Right.
He was very nice. He was very nice.
Wow. Brilliant. Fantastic.
So you said you cook? You like to cook?
Yeah, I love it. I love fresh produce and cooking my own stuff. And when I was young, I didn't have any brothers or sisters, so my dad was a pretty good cook, so I kind of picked it up from him. So I just carried that on. I just think there's some people that hate cooking. I absolutely love it. I love going shopping, getting this stuff when I'm off, you know, obviously, and cooking all sorts of different cuisines and stuff. I remember I came back off tour, a long tour, and the first day back in my own bed here, you know, when you wake up, you haven't opened your eyes, but you start to get conscious that you're going to wake up. I said, I'll go down for breakfast. I thought I was still on tour, and I opened my eyes and said, shit, I'll have to make it myself.
Like, oh man.
My mom.
Yeah.
My mom just commented again. She says she likes Irish stew.
Oh, Irish stew is great. It's fantastic. Really, really good. And it's so easy to make, but a little bit time consuming. Once you get the right vegetables in there, you can make it with beef or lamb, but you need to stew it for I would say about 2.5, 3 hours on a slow.
Yeah.
You know, and wow, it's fantastic. Really, really good. It's a great winter meal. In the summer, it's not so heavy. Though.
Yeah.
It's good winter.
So meal. Cool.
Yeah, and my grandmother's Portuguese. My dad's also Portuguese. So around Christmas time,
wow,
they would light things up in the kitchen. Man, I tell you, I miss those days.
Wow,
I really miss those days.
Yeah, fantastic. Wow.
Yeah, and my grandma, she'd make, and my dad still does from time to time. She'd make this like lamb stew where she put. Like the lamb was so tender, it's like falling off the bone, and she put potatoes in there, and she put like all these different herbs, and oh my God, it was so good. She put nutmeg in there. That was her secret ingredient. She put nutmeg in it.
Oh wow,
nutmeg.
That was great. Yeah, fantastic, beautiful.
Yeah.
And
nice.
Thyme. Yeah, thyme, celery, carrots, parsnips. Just get it all in there. Onion, shallots, garlic, and you can put a half a pint of Guinness in there as well. You know, Guinness stew.
Oh wow!
Wow! Get out!
Obviously, alcohol it cooks off.
My mom said she put cloves as well.
Yes, perfect. Cloves, yeah. Perfect. There's a base ingredient, but you can do what you want with it. Basically,
you can put in more of whatever, or you can take out and make different
Exactly.
But it's just yeah.
And
I like
guys, like I said, my mom is watching. She's a pretty good cook too. There's a couple of meals that she makes. I always ask her to make. She makes a really mean chili, and she makes really, really good shepherd's pie. I'll never forget that.
Oh, that sounds really good. Yeah.
But I think shepherd's pie is fantastic.
But
yes. I think, guys, you two guys would be good at cooking. I think so. Are you like cooking?
I love to cook.
When I was,
funny. It's funny you asked that because we were just talking about this on the show yesterday, Lisa.
Yes.
So I up until my late teenage and early into mid 20s and stuff like that, I lived with my parents, and I was trying to save for when I eventually cut the cord and go out on my own. So up until then, obviously my parents would do most of the cooking, and I had my son with me. So up until I moved out, my son was used to my dad's cooking, and he's never tried my cooking before, right? So we move out, and I got this beautiful apartment, and so I start cooking. I remember putting my first meal on the table for my son, and he starts eating it. I made penne marinara for him that night.
Wow.
He starts eating it, and he goes, "Mom, you make good food." I'm like,
Great.
oh man, like that's the ultimate compliment, right?
The best
Yeah,
compliment.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's brilliant when your children compliment your food. It's great. You know, it's
Absolutely.
I remember years ago, a friend of mine was dating this girl, and she invited us over for dinner. And I asked him, "Is she a good cook?" And he said, "Well, he said, well, if you don't smell burning, you know you're getting a salad."
Shoot.
Ironically enough, salad is my go-to comfort food. Go figure.
Are you serious? Great.
Yep.
Greens are very good for you, apparently.
I should
eat more of it. Yeah. I'm
you know
I'm
what?
used
Before I steer it back to Lisa, I got to tell you a quick story on the salad subject. So, without going into too much detail, in my teenage years, I was in and out of children's hospitals up here in my neck of the woods. I have ulcerative colitis, and I've had it since I was 16. So I go into the hospital, and they got me on IV meds and this, that, and the other, and they told me for a while, like, you can't eat or drink anything except for water, right? So finally, like, they start moving me up to a full diet, and then the doctor comes in the room one day, and she goes, "Candy, we're gonna put you on a full diet." And I said, "Really? I can eat anything?" She goes, "Yeah." I said, "Well, can you get me a salad?" The doctor looks at me. I shit you not. She looks at me and she goes, "You want a salad? Are you sure? Like, you don't want anything? You don't want like a hamburger or something?" I said, "No, I want a salad. I want a freaking salad." So she brought me a salad.
I thought they were going to bring it to the psychiatric ward then.
Right? I'm like, who's salad? Okay, everybody has their own comfort food. We have chocolate. We have ice cream or whatever. My comfort food is salad. I shit you not. She looked at me. She
Wow, that's amazing.
Over everything else, you want a salad? And I said, "Yep, get me a salad."
Brilliant. Good story.
There you go. Lisa, back to you.
Do you like seafood?
I do, but not all of it. I love garlic mussels. I love salmon. I like trout. I like cod, haddock.
How about steamed crabs and steamed shrimp?
No. Ian loves that. But I just don't. I actually had a lobster soup in Zaragoza. We were in Spain last. It was okay. It was really nice. We had some clams for starters and stuff, and that was really nice with the lemon on it. And shrimps I like. I don't like prawns, king prawns. It's nice when you're really in the humor of it. And sometimes, I got very sick it wasn't Barcelona, it was in Menorca. I got really sick. I ate a mussel that wasn't open, and I had a gig that night. And I got to tell you this story now when I've started it. I got the bloody mussel and I ate it, and I went back to my hotel. We were in the jacuzzi, and then we went back to my hotel in my room, and I got a call, 5 minutes, be downstairs, because we're going to do the show. And I just felt really weird. I felt weak, and I felt shit. I can hardly stand up. I think I'm gonna be ill. And I called our drummer and I said, "Look, I'm feeling like crap." He says, "Look, you got to come down." So actually, it wasn't before showtime. It was before sound check. I was being driven for sound check. So when I got to the sound check, I was feeling really bad. And they gave me a couple of stomach tablets, like a Motilium or something like that, just to settle my stomach, but it didn't work because I've been poisoned. So I said, right, I need to get rid of this. So I said, what's the worst bloody bottle of crap schnapps, that you can give me that's the most nastiest? And make sure it's not refrigerated. Make sure it's warm. And he's looking at me like this. You're not going to like this, And he reached up and he got his bottle of... I don't know what it was. It was a red kind of a Unicom or something from Hungary. I don't know. Or it could have been Spanish. I don't know. But he said it was about 65% or something. It wasn't the rum, the 70% rum. It was 65% or something like that, or 55 or something like that. And I said, right, give me that. And I got a little glass and that. And our drummer looked at me and he said, are you going to drink that? Are you going to really drink that? And I says, yeah, I'm going to get it and that. Then I'll be just perfect for the show. So I went backstage into the room, Went in, big mirror there, got ready, you know. Don't worry, it's not disgusting or anything like that. You know. And I poured myself a big glass and I downed it. And I waited. Okay, this is going
Oh
to come
my
up.
God.
And it didn't. I was there and I said, this bloody stuff. So I did it again. And then I got a knock on the door and they said, Rob, are you okay? And I said, yeah, I'm fine. And I opened the door and they looked at the bottle. There was only about that much left in the bottle. And he said, are you okay? And I said, no, it didn't come out.
Oh no.
The bottle was like that. He said, okay, you're going to be sick and drunk at the same time.
Oh shoot.
Shoot.
But anyway, what happened was
Oh Lord.
I did the show, but I was very sick. I had to keep dropping back and the guys covered for me at the front. And I had to keep dropping back. And I knew there was a little exit door right at the stage there if I really needed to get out of there and quickly. So it was a very risky show. We only played for about an hour 20 or something. But
Oh man.
it was, you know, it was heartbreaking because it was sold out and everybody wanted to party and I just couldn't. I was really ill. So, but yeah, that was one of my stories. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh,
Sure.
wow.
Mhm.
Lisa, all you,
Yes.
dear.
Okay. I would ask if who is your idol?
My idol, Jesus, probably
Yes.
my daughter. My daughter is my idol. Definitely.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Whee! Yes.
She's my hero.
As that was my next question. Who's your hero? You must have known. That is awesome.
That is so sweet. Oh my
What are
Cheers.
your dreams? What are your dreams?
Well, would you believe you're going to laugh at? Well, not laugh at this, but you know, my dreams were pretty simple. My dreams were to own a certain amount of BMW cars.
Ooh, okay.
My dream was to be a professional musician.
Mhm.
My dream was to play even one show with Ian. My dream was to see the Alps. I've done that. So all my dreams have come true.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I am so happy to hear that.
All my dreams. And now I'm looking for another one. I'm going to try and.
Did
probably
you
do
did you
some
ask your bucket list question, Lisa?
That's the next one. Yep.
Good. There you go.
What is on your bucket list?
I haven't been in a bucket lately. Not since that Barcelona show or that show in Menorca with the.
Oh,
Right.
That was a bucket list. Bucket list. God, you know, I love doing simple things. I'm not one to say I want to be a millionaire. Or I'm not one to say, because that's not guaranteed anything. I just love simple things like barbecuing with friends and stuff like that. And once I can keep that up, I think I'll be pretty happy. And once I can make sure that, you know, luckily, the career that I have right now, I'm very lucky. You know, I live well, I eat well, and I have nice possessions, and I take care of my daughter, which is first and foremost. And it's important that she's able to go, if she wants to go to university or whatever she wants to do, that I'm able to provide that for her. So I think my bucket list would be just to stay healthy and just enjoy people like yourselves and everybody around, and, you know, keep the band going and everybody to stay fit and healthy, I suppose, and happy, of course. So
Absolutely.
Bucket list, I mean, probably, I don't know. I don't know. It will probably be a car or something. I don't know, but it'd be something not out of reach, something very simple.
Simple.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's good. I like that. Yeah. I have another one. Is
Come
I
out of the
have.
bucket.
If we're not in the bucket, we got out of the bucket.
Right out of the bucket.
If you could shop at one of your favorite stores for free, which one would it be?
Don't know. You got me there. Like a clothes shop or something?
anything.
Anything that you, whatever store you wanted to go in, and they said
That'd be easy. That'd be BMW Munich. I would just go there. Yeah, no
There
problem.
you go.
there it is.
Sorry, I thought you meant clothing and stuff.
Anything.
Anywhere,
Yeah.
anything. Yeah.
Without saying any names, have you ever had any negative and you can share the names off the air, but have you ever had any negative interactions with any celebrities, actors, musicians, anybody?
Johnny, Jerry, Frederick. No.
Oh.
No. Obviously, this is a sensitive business, and not celebrities, but co-workers and stuff. Yeah, there's never been. There's probably been a couple of flare-ups where I've lost my temper a couple of times, which is,
Normal.
sometimes people think that if you're striving for perfection and you put that across, and people then say, "Well, it's an asshole." If you think that's an asshole, it's a little bit, it's probably because they don't want it as much as I do, and that's where clashes can.
Well, either that, or they're just as driven as you are, but it's not happening for them, and maybe they're jealous.
Look, human beings carry all sorts of sensitivities inside them, and everybody's different. What might be absolutely clear to you as black and white is not clear for somebody else, and you can't understand why. And this is where the problem comes in, because everybody sees everything different from where they are, or whatever situation they're in, or what they believe in, or whatever. So one thing that I learned over the years to stop fighting with people was to understand that everybody's different. Everybody's different. And, if somebody writes an angry mail to me right now, I remember years ago in the early days, we'd have a fight and we'd be writing back and forth. Last word freak kind of thing. And now I just ignore it, because you just, when you write an angry thing back to somebody, then you're waiting for a reply, and then you wind yourself up.
Vicious, yeah.
You wind yourself. Yeah. No, you wind yourself up. You're the only one that, I know it's nice to get one over on somebody, but now just leave it. I said, yeah, whatever. I'm going down the beach, or I'm going down the bar, or whatever.
I'm done. Out of here.
Yeah, I think as you get older, as you get older, you get mellow. You get more mellow. Who the hell did that? Sorry.
Less drama, the better. Yeah.
Yeah. As you get older, you get irritated by noisy neighbors, or knocking, or different things, but stuff like that you learn. Music is a very sensitive business, and people, they hold dear as what is their ability to play, basically, with their instrument, and it's a little bit like a relationship between man and woman, or whatever. When it breaks up, right, you get sensitive, and there's that very thin line of love and hate, very thin, and you can cross over it very easily,
Very true.
It's like that, and we've gone through a few lineup changes. Not everybody not everybody fitted to the project, and you only find that out over time. It's like living with somebody. You only know how somebody is when you start living with them. So it's difficult. So you only find that out a few weeks down the line, or a few months down the line, or it could be a year down the line, where you say, hey, you know what, we gotta split up here because this isn't working, or So down the years in Purpendicular, we have let go of a few people because of them reasons. Yeah.
I mean, Lisa, that's why I love what we do, and the community of people that we have around us, is that we all
positive
support each other. It's all positivity.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. We build each other up to be successful, and we share in each other's successes.
Yeah, I think that's great. That's brilliant. And keep going, guys. Keep it going. Never stop with it.
Absolutely. Keep it going. Keep the positivity flowing.
Yeah, sure.
And keep the laughter as well. Yes,
laughter is very, very important. And
yes.
when we're on long tours, I mean, we laugh a lot. It is a stupid thing. It can be silly things. It can be really fun things. There's always laughter, and laughter is so important. And
exactly.
There's not enough of it in the world. Everybody's gone too serious and sensitive, and you can't say this, you can't say that. Sometimes it's just a bloody joke, people, but that's the way of the world.
Very true. Very true. Yeah. I have to ask you, what was your first concert?
As a singer, or a concert in general?
As a teenager.
As a teenager, I was a drummer, and I played my first gig at a club with a friend of my dad's, I think it was. And I played drums that night. I was 17, maybe 16, 17. And yeah, I think so. I was pretty young. But I remember it was a pretty okay night, but we broke up after the gig. It was just,
Oh no.
first band blues. You expect everything, and I mean, musicians do expect everything to be given to them on a platter nowadays, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work like that anymore. You do have to work. You have to work, and it's not even enough nowadays to be good at an instrument or to be a singer. You have to know about the business a bit. You have to take care of that part of it, because there's so much that we didn't have back in the 70s and 80s, like social media and stuff like that. We do now,
Right.
so everybody, you have more platforms to promote, and it's just an extra headache, even though there is a plus and a minus to everything. So yeah.
What would you tell someone first starting out in the music business?
I would tell them, go see a doctor, get your head checked, and go and get a job.
Oh,
No, seriously. Look, if somebody's really serious about it, I swear to God, I actually wanted to do a book. I started to put down diaries and just all the stuff that I learned, how to, from a business perspective, from interacting with people and crowds and all different kind of topics. But if somebody's really, really serious, you got to start at the bottom.
Yes.
If you got to learn to be in front of people, at least a couple of nights a week, and get used to it. Not complacent, get used to it. Not
Yes.
Complacency is different, and do something that pleases you, but also what pleases an audience. Make sure there's at least a little market for it. And just keep playing around the area, move out. Make sure you got the right people. Make sure you have the same guys on the same page. That's difficult. That's the difficult part. Musicians are the difficult part, because I never had real problems with labels. I never had problems with promoters. I only have problems with musicians, because they expect too much. They really do, without doing enough work. And they drive me nuts, because only a little bit of savvy sometimes, and they could be really big. So yeah.
oh wait, I see chocolate there. I see chocolate on the
Hershey's.
TV.
Hershey's. Oh, yep. I'm trying to find something.
Sorry,
Chocolate
I
with
have a
one.
weakness for chocolate. I'm sorry.
I love chocolate and caramel. Chocolate, caramel, all yeah. Yeah.
So we have any more questions?
Let me see. Do you have any more, Candy?
Not at this point. But I think did you want to play another song or two?
Yeah. I'm gonna play. I think do you have another song that you want us to play, or is it?
Because we are kind of running out of time, so we want to.
Yes,
sure
I actually have another one. I have another interview, so I'm cutting it short right now.
Oh, okay.
You guys are the same. You have another interview?
No.
No. We just, if you need to go, we'll let you go. And we can just continue another time, and we'll have you back. Definitely have you.
Thank you very much. You're very
You're
kind.
welcome. Thank you for coming to Front Row Promotions, and you're welcome back anytime.
Oh,
And listen. Number one, be safe out there. Enjoy yourself, and just keep on rocking. We appreciate you for putting your music out there. Like I said, music is such a an important thing and such a beautiful thing to have in our lives, and you're certainly a part of that. And we thank you so much
Thanks
for that.
so much.
Thank you
You guys
so
are
much.
great, and you guys keep going too. Don't stop.
Exactly.
I'll check on you. I'll check on you. Make sure you're all right.
Oh, we appreciate that.
And
Thank you so much.
Stay in touch and keep a lookout for the album and everything else involved on social media. We stay in touch, yeah?
Awesome. Most
Absolutely.
definitely. Awesome.
Take care, you guys.
You
Be good.
too.
No,
You too.
Lisa, let's stay live, the two of us, because there's still a couple of music-related things we need to cover here. But Robby, thank you so much. Be safe.
Thank you, Robby.
No problem. Take care. Be good.
You too.
Stay safe, yeah?
You too. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Front Row Promotions, Lisa and Candy. I'm going to try to sign off with the TV remote. How about that?
There you go. No, that was lovely. That was such a cool interview. And, we covered so many topics.
We sure
like,
did.
Like I just said, how important it is to keep music close to our hearts.
Yes, we're still live. If you didn't know. Okay.
Yep, of course I know. That's why I'm talking like this. That's why.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm sounding somewhat coherent right now, so that's why I'm continuing here. I know we're live. Just
Yeah.
kidding. But
We
yeah,
had a
like
good
I said,
interview. That was pretty good. I loved it. He was just such a sweet guy, nice person, carried it well. Everything was wonderful. And we thank you so much for coming to Front Row Promotions with Lisa and Candy here. And pretty soon we're going to have our show up and running. We keep telling you that, but it's in the works.
it's going to happen. Why don't we talk a little bit about that before we sign off?
Okay.
So we kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but the show that we're putting together, it's probably going to debut, I would think, sometime in October, Lisa. Oh, I don't know where she went, but I'm going to continue with this. So yes, we're putting together a brand new show. It's going to be debuting sometime in October, and we're going to call it Mistress Business. Now it's kind of a serious / fun thing that we're doing. Serious in the sense that we just want to make sure that everyone's going to have a good time, but fun in the sense that Lisa and I are actually going to dress up as dominatrixes, and as you see, I don't know where did our names go.
I don't know what happened, but
but anyway, so
I hit a magic number and went bang.
Yeah, so we got Mistress Lisa, and of course we got Mistress Candy. And like I said, the idea behind it is that we're going to joke around. We're going to talk about a number of topics. We're going to get down and dirty, let our hair hang down, and just have a good old time. Like, I think it's, yeah, exactly. I think it's so important. And, with everything that's going on in the world right now, we just want everybody to forget all the bad things that are going on. We want to focus on the positive. We want to focus on having fun. Just getting involved in fun things, not be so serious all the time, guys. We can't get through life if we're always so serious. So we just want to make you laugh. We want you to enjoy yourselves in more ways than one. That's what Mistress Business is going to be all about.
Yeah, we just want you to laugh, have a good time, and carry on. And we may be a little bit risque with certain things that we do or say, but hey, it's just for fun and it's just for laughs, basically for laughs. Yes.
And we want you guys to get as involved in the show as
we participate. Participate with us. Yes.
So important. It is so important. Lisa, do we happen to have anybody backstage?
Nope.
No.
Nobody.
Because I sent an invite out to join us to sort of close things off. I don't know if he'll get it or not. But anyway, we're not gonna spoil it. I think you know who I'm talking about, but we're not gonna spoil it.
I know who you're talking about.
But yeah, I mean, that's what it's all about, guys. So Mistress Business, we're looking to debut that show sometime in October. We got some really cool guests coming on. If you watch the show thus far, you'll recognize one of the guests that we have coming in, our dearest Jay Oakley. As we talked about the horror movie genre and Ouija boards and stuff like that.
Jay's really cool guy, really cool.
We're gonna talk. We're gonna get down and dirty with Jay Oakley, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, he's our first guest. Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be one of our very first guests. Yes, that's very true. If you guys are watching, if you guys want another really cool show to watch, okay, like guys, Lisa, we got to talk about the Metal Summit. We got to talk about our boys on the Metal Summit.
Yes, indeed.
Why don't you take this one? Talk about the Metal Summit. When are they live, and how can people watch the Metal Summit?
Okay, so I've become a fan of the Metal Summit for a long while now, and so yeah, they come on Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Wait. You said they come on? They come?
They come on.
Did I just say that? That's a little teaser for Mistress Business. Anyway, I'm sorry to derail you. Go for it.
Okay, let me rephrase the wording. Ready? They come. They come on.
They go live
at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And their show is very cool. They interview rock stars and a lot of different people. Sometimes it's not just rock stars. They interview producers, authors, writers, but they make the show so fun. They are all 4 different characters. You have Angel Alamo. You have Steve Prestup, who's Psycho Steve Prestup, Jay Oakley, and Crazy Bobby. I call him Crazy Bobby because when you see him, you'll see why. But yeah, Bobby is a character in all of his own. He's a character all on his own, but we love Bobby. We love them all. They're all so cool, super cool. And you just have to tune in and see what we're talking about.
Yeah, so Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. Go to facebook.com/themetalsummit. They're also on TikTok. They're on Twitter. They're on Instagram. Best way to follow on Instagram, though, is our boy Jay Oakley. He also has a .com, Just a Rock and Roll Junkie. That's Just a Rock and the letter N Roll Junkie. He's been doing that now for about 10 years, where he covers all these different shows, interviews, photography and stuff like that. That's where he does a lot of the advertising on Instagram. So you want to follow Just a Rock and Roll Junkie there as well. That's very important.
Awesome. And that's it. And make sure you tune in to the Metal Summit Wednesday, 9 p.m. Facebook, YouTube, live. Yep.
There you go. All right, Lisa, what do you say we put, as Jay says it, what do you say we put a bow on it and call it?
Put a bow on it. Over and out.
Over and out. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to everybody that supports us here in Front Row Promotions. And more importantly, thank you so much that, everybody, supports live music. It's so important. It's coming back, guys. Don't be afraid to go out and have a good time. That's what it's all about.
If you feel like, because COVID's still out there, wear your mask. Don't feel bad about it. Everybody else don't have to. But you know what? If you know that you need to, put that mask on. I will. I do. I have asthma. I have breathing situations. I have to wear it. So I'm not afraid, or I'm not ashamed to put it on.
Whatever you're most comfortable with, guys, that's what we need you to do.
Get out there, support live music, support music in the making, support music everywhere. Music is what it's all about.
There you go.
Awesome.
All right. What do you say we end off with some more Purpendicular tunes as we end off?
Sounds good. Let's end it off.
Thank you so much for joining us. Lisa, I love you. You're the best.
Thank you, Candy. I love you too. You are the best as well. And here is some Purpendicular. This one's called Somebody's Done. I'm not sure if that's the right one. We're going to go back with Human Mechanic. This one here. That was wonderful. And here we go. I'm going to slide out so you can see it.
That's what she said.
Ah!
Love from you. It makes all the bad things we do. You don't know what I'm feeling inside. So take it easy. Respect how we hide. And you ask how I'm feeling. I've been thinking that all is not well. It's time to go home. Walk out of control. No reason for panic. It's time to go home. Walk out of control. Me and you mechanic. No one told me the things I know. I had to learn as I grow. We don't ever see eye to eye. Then we wonder why we cry. And you ask how I'm feeling. I've been thinking that all is not well. It's time to go home. Walk out of control. No reason for panic. It's time to go home. Walk out of control. Me and you must pretend. We're still killing in the year of 22. We will never change a thing. It's called a human being.